Hi everyone, it's Jewel here with the J7409 Tropical Update. We know what's going on. This is going to be just as short as possible, but there is some things I want to point out to you. There was the possibility of Dorian slowing up, and that's exactly what it looks like it's going to do, and that can change a lot of things. The timing on a lot of things, and also where the track may go. Now, first of all, let's check everything out right here before we get into all of that. This is disturbance number 2 over here in the Gulf. It's just a broad area of low pressure. It's over the Gulf of Mexico, of course, and it is producing limited shower and thunderstorm activity. Some gradual development of this system is possible during the next few days while it moves slowly westward across the southern and southwestern Gulf of Mexico. 20% in 2 days, 30% in 5 days, and it looks like it's going to go down in this area. Then we have disturbance number 1 over here. We got to watch it like a hawk. It's a tropical wave. It's located a little more than 100 miles east of the Cabo Verde Islands. It's got widespread cloudiness and showers, and the environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for development of this disturbance during the next few days, and tropical depression could form next week while this system keeps moving across the eastern tropical Atlantic Ocean. Now, heavy rainfall is possible over portions of the southern Cabo Verde Islands during the next couple of days, and interest on those islands should monitor the progress of the system. Still low for the next couple of days. Then in 5 days, we got a 60% chance of maybe it turning into something. So everyone over in here, I'm even saying the Dominican Republic and all the little island chains in Puerto Rico, everybody watch the system a lot. Now here we are to Hurricane Dorian. The winds at this time, 150 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure, 945 millibars. Tracking 26.1 north, 73.9 west. And it is moving at 8 miles per hour. Now, here's a quick check of the latest update of the tracking map from the National Hurricane Center. I want to point out a few things to you. This storm is slowing up. I'm going to take the coordinates from the National Hurricane Center themselves for each one of these places and show you how it is going to slow up tremendously. It's not going to pick up speed for a while. It's going to get off the coast. And for every one where you see this cone going over land, regardless of whether it hits you or not, makes a landfall in this area, well, and it's looking like it might not right now, and that's a good thing. But even if it doesn't, there's going to be destructive winds, there's going to be power outages, there's going to be flooding rains, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. So please don't let your guard down, okay? And so far as that goes, it's still a ways away, even when it does start to track up this way. This track can still change a little bit, folks. We've got to wait and see on a couple of things, but this is what it's looking like right now, and I'd say anywhere from eastern North Carolina all the way down. Along the coastlines and inland up to 50 to 100 miles, everybody needs to start kind of getting prepared for what might be coming their way. Now, I want to make sure everybody, now I know a lot of you are probably doing this, but I know a lot of you aren't doing it. So I'm going to point it out. It's not talking about the coordinates and how to find the position. It's talking about the timing. It's talking about the timing. Dorian is going to slow up tremendously. 12 hours from now, okay, this is the coordinates. 24 hours from now, it doesn't move hardly any at all. The winds are 155 to 150. 36 hours to 48 hours. It only moves 1 degree. The winds are 145 and 140. When we get this, then it doesn't hang around as long, and the coordinates begins to change some as it starts to move northward. Okay? I'm going to show you all of these and what they are looking like. And here we have right now the very first coordinates. It's out here around the Bahamas. It's moving in and going to get close to Abascus Island right up in here. This is the first coordinates that comes up. It's not going to move very much at all. Here's the second coordinates. Here's a little Abascus Island you can see. In 12 to 24 hours, it's not going to be moving a lot. Then when it gets closest to Florida, here it is hanging off the coast. Port St. Lucie's been a target all along, with West Palm Beach and Melbourne going up this way. Cocoa Beach, I believe you're in here, and Vero Beach too. This has been a big area. This is looking where it may hang off the coast, and inland in these areas, all like that, nobody let your guard down. You could get some very rough stuff. Now when we move in time, we'll go up. It's moving up the coastline now. Here's Jacksonville, Florida, and the last coordinates that they give us, this is where it will be. Just hanging off the coast of my state, down around Southport and Wilmington, and it's looking like it probably is going to go on up. This is the town that I live in, but I don't live right there. I live out here, okay? So it's looking like now, I don't know if I can get this map to come down, but it could come right up over me and then right on up to the northeastern corner of North Carolina, possibly Virginia Beach area, and then go out to sea. This is not wrote in stone. Now, we're back to the tracking map. Something I want you to pay attention to. You see these bars, right? Now, hopefully, it's not going to go inland as much, okay? But you can see this bar right here where the cone cuts off. It's not out here. It cuts off right around that inland area that I just showed you on the bigger map. You guys really need to stay abreast and make sure you got everything done and stay safe. If you need to go to a shelter, go ahead and go to one. Looking like the rest of Florida, it's just in a chance. Won't be as bad as it moves up the coast by Wednesday morning off the coast of Georgia. Now this line is going, it's like it could. No one knows if it's going to or not. It could go over into Georgia where this line goes, moving up to where I showed you on the map and where it's down below North Carolina, South Carolina. This bar going across just about the Myrtle Beach area. It could possibly come up in here or bounce closer to the coastline or further out. Same goes for up here, but I'm telling you, most of the models have it coming on up and out. All of this can change though, but everybody from north, south, and Georgia and this part of Florida right in here, everybody needs to be on guard and everybody needs to prepare. Folks, we really need to keep everybody in the Bahamas in our prayers. They're going to take a beating. I don't know what might be left of portions of those islands that Dorian goes over. Not a whole lot, it's looking like. So please keep them in your prayers, okay? I'm not going to read you all this, that, and the other, but I am going to read you this because you need to know. This is a prolonged period of life-threatening storm surge and devastating hurricane force winds that's expected in portions of the northwestern Bahamas, particularly on the Abaco Islands and Grand Bahama Islands, where I showed you on the big map. Now, a hurricane warning is in effect for the rest of the areas, and the residents should listen to the advice given by local emergency officials and make sure they got everything done and all the preparations done and completed by today. Life-threatening storm surge and dangerous hurricane force winds are still possible along portions of the Florida East Coast by the early to middle part of next week. But since Dorian is forecast to slow down and turn northward near or just offshore the coast, it is too soon to determine when or where the highest surge and winds could occur. I'm telling you, and there it is right there. You folks on the coastline there are going to get some stuff. Some pretty intense stuff. Now, residents should have their hurricane plan in place, know if they are in a hurricane evacuation zone, and listen to anything your local emergency officials tell you. The risk of strong winds and dangerous storm surge is increasing along the coast of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina during the middle of next week. Residents in these areas should continue to monitor the progress of Dorian. Heavy rains and life-threatening flash floods, they are expected over portions of the Bahamas and coastal sections of the southeastern United States this weekend through much of next week. I'm going to leave you now with this map. Everybody knows the storm's coming. Everybody knows this, that, and the other. I'll do some math, I'll do some science, I'll do some more stuff for another update. But right now, it really doesn't matter about all that. The storm's coming, people. Everybody needs to prepare for it. The main thing we need to do is just concentrate on staying safe and making sure our loved ones, our friends, our family, our neighbors that can't help themselves are taken care of, along with our pets. All this stuff needs to be taken into consideration. And if you live in South Carolina, North Carolina, or this Georgia area, I would not wait till the middle of next week to try to go out and get you some extra bread, water, canned foods, pet food, whatever it is you need. I would go ahead by no later than Monday and go out and try to get what you need up, including batteries and everything else. So, you can see this cone stretches out way far. It even has it going up here around Goldsboro, maybe. This is where it could go. It's not saying that's where it's going to go. This is where the cone stretches all the way across South Carolina and in Georgia. You see it's in Florida this way, but when you look at the other cone, it's quite different. The other cone is really what you should go by at this point. I do think when it does move up and wherever it does get closer down at this point, around Jacksonville, Florida, it will still be a major hurricane, but once it moves on up, it should probably be a Category 2, maybe a Category 1. It depends on what it's going to run into in the meantime, but right now it's looking like a Category 2 hurricane anywhere around in this area right here. Okay, so keep aware, be safe. I'll have another update coming your way. I love you guys so much. I want everybody to stay safe everywhere. Okay? Thanks for everything you do for me. Peace, love, and kindness to all, and thanks for watching.